darkness, out of the fear. Here comes the monster waiting in there. Heart rate is rising, some call it scared. You'll feel the chill start raising your hairs.
It's too late, you're here now. I hope that you're prepared, cause there's no getting out. You can feel the energy, dark like a cloud. Electrified by panic, terror and doubt. Don't cross me or you'll learn quick the hard way that I'm not one to mess with. I got a mind and that mind's full of mean tricks. I'll plant a seed in your red where the fear will stick.
And I'll haunt your nightmares. Little did you know that I like fear. When you turn, I'll be right there. You should be afraid, you should be scared. We're all alone, you're on your own. It's you and me who's going home. Look up, cause I'm right here. Welcome to a real life nightmare. Possess all your dreams. A demon plays on the weak. You better watch out for me. Mistakes were made, you will see. You should've never crossed me, cause now you'll never stop me. Revenge was my calling. Now you're a dead man walking. And I'll haunt your nightmares. Little did you know that I like fear. When you turn, I'll be right there. You should be afraid, you should be scared. We're all alone, you're on your own. It's you and me who's going home. Look up, cause I'm right here. Welcome to a real life nightmare.
Hello, everyone. Oh, you got me with food in my mouth. Welcome, everyone. Let me go ahead and go up the list or down the list. Let me welcome everybody that's been coming in and sitting backstage watching. And thank you again, you guys, for being here. We appreciate this so much. We got Angela Kramer in the house. Hey, Angela, what's up? We got Willa. We have the chairman. Nice to see you, chairman. Oh, my God, I ate too fast. Excuse me. Rachel Hoyle. It's dinner time here. So sorry, you guys. We got Running Bear. How you doing, Running Bear? Oh, man. Did I just say hi to Willa? Well, if not, hello again, Willa. Hello, hello. I saw some other faces in here. Oh, Emmy went live. Para Solo's in the house. Hey, Para, what's up? What's up? You guys, thank you again so much for being here. I got a special co-host now, too, or I don't like saying co-host. Hey, Bo McKimmy, welcome. You're new here. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Welcome to my chat. Tracy, I remember Tracy. I so wanted to meet her, too. Thomas is in the house. Geez. Karin. Hey, Karin, what's up? Story of Dory. Nancy over there on the Facebook side. Welcome, Nancy. Pamela, you guys, hugs. Welcome. Welcome, everybody in the house. You know, like I've always said, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here, you know, doing this, putting on these shows. And, you know, let me bring up my other host. She's going to be taking over for a little bit and stuff. Well, not taking over, but, you know, working with me and stuff. And you all know and love her. Maybe don't love her, but you know her. But anyways, one of my besties, and let me go ahead and bring her up. Hey, Paranormal Jackass is in the house. Hello.
Hello.
Tell us who you are and what you're doing.
I'm 𝔾𝔼𝕋𝕋𝕀ℕ𝔾 𝕾𝔼𝕋𝕋𝕀ℕ𝔾. You know who I am.
If you don't, you better.
You will. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, Nancy, when I said Pam, that was Pamela early on YouTube side. So you guys, this guy is amazing. I'm being called a butt face. Bring it on, jackass. Bring it on.
Hey, everyone in the chat.
So he's just an amazing guy. I missed the opportunity to meet him at the
Tombstone
Paracon, and I'm hoping to catch up and meet him someday. If not, maybe Tombstone Paracon next year. But you guys probably know him because I've had him before. Patty's had him on her show. Rick McCallum entering. Here, we'll put you first.
I love the fact that you actually pronounced my name right.
Rick McCallum?
Yeah, everybody else says McCallum, and it's not. It's
I actually said McCallum too.
No, everybody does.
Well, I think because your family now, man.
Well, I have to say hello to somebody in your thing over there. Hello, Hobbit. Tell Sky,
is that Tracy?
My miniature bodyguard, that I said hi.
And that would be Tracy?
Tracy and her daughter, Sky. Sky is like she looks like she fell off a charm bracelet. Right?
Oh, no way. Oh, was she the tiny one in the picture?
Yes.
Oh, I really wanted to come and meet you guys, but it was one of those things, pretty much the same month, Penhurst or Tombstone, and I know Tombstone's always going to be there. So, and I've been talking with Tracy probably over a year, and I just haven't met her yet. There was a lot of amazing people there, wasn't there?
Oh yeah, Tracy's very cool too. By the way, you'll really like her when you get to meet her.
Right on. Yeah,
there were quite a few good people there actually. We had, it was a pretty good turnout, pretty good locations. I mean, real glad I went, although I did drive 18 hours over the course of the weekend.
I was going to say, where is it for the people that aren't familiar with it? What area was it in?
Tombstone, Arizona.
Oh, Tombstone, Arizona.
And it's about 600 miles from my house.
I'm from Canada.
You drove, man. Wow.
Ooh.
But you got some nice sun. You're not, yes, you got some beautiful sun going on.
Well, I'm trying to look like a living person for a change.
So you got to meet, let's see, Amy, right?
Yeah. Well, I've met Amy many times.
Okay. What about GIT? Ghost International?
I don't recall meeting those guys.
You didn't meet them?
I probably did in passing, but everything was kind of fast paced. So
right. Wow. Okay.
How many do you think show up to these, like the Tombstone one?
It's hard to tell because there were so many different locations.
Oh,
wow.
But I mean, they had a really good lineup. They had Richard Estep, they had Greg Lawson, they had Aaron Sagers, they had Tracy Penow and Sky, and Bruce, and my ghost hunting partner Mikey Thompson. And we did have some pretty good hunts. I mean,
really?
Matter of fact, we had one with a 7-year-old boy that was really good. And It was so good that the father actually came over to Tracy and said, and thanked her for how nice we were to her son, that Mikey and I were.
Really?
But he actually was a good little investigator. When he walked in, we were at the mortuary. Well, it's called Underground Coffee House now.
Okay.
Undertaker Coffee House. And it used to be a morgue or a mortuary. And the story of the place is there's a child there named Danny who got kicked in the head by a horse and died.
Wow.
So in comes this little guy, and his name's Lincoln, and he's got like stuff strapped all over him. He's got his Fisher Price starter ghost hunter kit, right?
Nuh-uh.
Well, I don't know what it was, but he had all kinds of stuff strapped to him. But he came in, and we were talking with him, and we decided to get him to ask questions because he'd be closer in age to Danny. And he actually made a really good contact with him. And as soon as Danny said his name, we were asking, I said, ask who's here with us, if there's any children you can play with. And he goes, are there any children you can play with? And what's your name? And it goes, Danny. So we're like, wow, then maybe this has something, might be true. Wow. So anyway, he had some other stuff where he was actually getting some answers. Well, we ran out of time because we had another group coming in after him.
Right.
And now this little guy's name was Lincoln, right? And he's
how old is he?
7.
Oh wow!
What?
7 years old. Yeah.
Wow.
And when the next group came in, I said, Mikey has the DR60 recorder, and I said,
oh, the nice one.
Yeah. And I said, hey, Danny, do you remember the name of the little boy that was just playing with you? And he goes, Lincoln. I mean,
wow.
Yeah, that was a jaw dropper. For any real ghost hunters, they get it when it Lincoln. Holy
wow.
So,
that's cool.
Yeah, we got some pretty good stuff there at Undertakers. That was and the man who runs it, Sean, really nice guy.
Explain that the recorder you were just talking about, because a lot of people don't know about this, and it's very expensive.
Well, the Panasonic DR60 is a very old recorder. It doesn't have, like on the new recorders, they try and get out the background noise. Mm-hmm. Well, that cuts out some of what you might get because it thinks it's background noise. It might take whispers and things out of your regular recorders. But because this is older, it works real well. But if you would have bought it when it first came out, it would have been $30. If you went to buy it now online, it'd be $3,000 or $4,000.
Wow!
So if you had invested in DR60s instead of Microsoft, you would have really made some money.
Wow! And they had recalled those too a long time ago. So if you own it, I want one. I just got 3,000.
Jeez. I was looking up Tombstone before Emmy was gonna go. I did look up like a bunch of the layouts of the days and how they had things planned. So it looked like they had specific ghost hunts with was it even some celebrity people that were involved too? Like that went and you got to go and be with those people in certain groups. And then how was the input like with that? So in a group setting, if you went and did an investigation, approximately like, was there 10 people, 20 people that went with you or?
Well, because a lot of these places that we were at, like Undertakers, it's better to have less people because it's not that big of a venue. Other ones had more people, like we had more people when we were out at Boot Hill.
Right.
Yeah, it was. Like Richard Estep, who's very well known. Greg Lawson, also very well known. Mm-hmm. They were partners, and they came in to the mortuary thing the day after we did, and they had done Boot Hill, and then the next day we swapped, and we went to we swapped locations.
Oh, okay.
Aaron Sager, I believe, was down in the mines. We also had, what in the world is her name? She's one of my secret crushes, Karen A. Dahlman. Right? I guess it's not so much a secret.
Not secret now!
No, she's just a doll face. She really is. She's a really nice girl. So they all had celebrity people with them when they went somewhere. So it was really well run. I mean, the people there were so nice. I hope they invite me back,
Yeah.
I hope so too. I hope so too. So, okay. So it was Ghost Trip Investigators, GTI. They were doing Shefflin Hall.
Yeah,
Did
we
you do
were all in Shefflin Hall. We all were in Shefflin Hall to do our speeches.
Oh,
And that's where we sat out. We sat in the lobby and sold our books and whatever else they had to offer. And it was.
But you didn't do an investigation there? Did I think they were supposed to? Tracy, maybe you can answer that, because I think somebody else was supposed to go and do it, but they didn't. But they were supposed to be like one of the first people to investigate Shefflin Hall, and so that's one of the places I wanted to go. But again, I wanted to meet you. There's so many people I wanted to meet.
Well, there was another girl there too, Jessica Potter, and Karen Dahlman and Jessica Potter were the two that were working together.
so this was, I'm just for the people in the audience who don't know, because Emmy did talk a little bit about it. So it's Tombstone Wild West Paracon. This was their second anniversary, and it was from April 26th to 28th that he went. And Emmy was going to go, but then decided to go to another one coming up. I can only imagine, like, for people like yourself, Emmy, that want to go to all these things, they're so expensive. Like, you want to go and be there for all the days, right? Oh, for sure.
You know, because I want to say Rick and his team, they're a legend. You know, they really are. How long you been investigating, Rick?
Years.
A long time. So it's people like that.
I will admit it. 57 years I've been investigating.
Wow.
That's longer than me. That's longer than I've been alive.
I was only one when I started.
And see, Ashley's not into the paranormal, so this is a whole new thing to her. I'm
more of like a skeptic.
Your butt out with you somewhere, and we'll change that.
Well, it's not that I'm not into it per se. I'm very curious and always interested, and I do like watching things on TV when they have, you know, ghost encounters and things, and just the experiences Emmy and friends and other people have experienced. But I myself have never encountered anything, so I don't say that I've had anything happen. So until it happens, I mean, it's probably an eye-opening experience. But for now, I'm open to it, obviously. But I am a skeptic, of course. But I'm definitely not, you know, against it in any way. I think it's very interesting, and some of the things that people see, and I like the pictures that people catch and footage that people go back and watch and see everything. And I think it's really cool. So yeah.
And I consider, and I know I've said this before, and Rick, you know, you're a ghost magnet, wouldn't you say?
Well, I don't say that, but a lot of other people do.
Other people do.
A lot of other people do. Matter of fact, in both of my books, Kat Hobson from Fate Magazine Radio did the foreword in my first book, and she said that. And then Jay Blumke, who was, really helped with a lot of ghost hunting shows with Ghost Hunters. He started Ghost Mine. I mean, he's about as locked into that as can be. And
I'm sorry, Ghost Mine was actually in my hometown. Sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, really?
Well, he actually says in there, he says, sorry to you other ghost hunters, but Rick really is the ghost magnet. So, and when a guy like that has that kind of chops to him says it, then you must be something to it.
You're like, yeah.
Scottish paranormal guys put me in their Hall of Fame after they ghost hunted with me and said, you are. If you're around, the ghosts show up. So they just know I'm a lonely old guy, so that they feel sorry for me. And they come out and say, all right, we'll talk to you.
Let's go talk to that one. So what kind of evidence did you capture there? Because I mean, this is the true Wild West, you know, and was there like residual gunshots or anything like that, or?
Didn't hear any of that. We did get some cool stuff in Boot Hill, and that was also EVPs. We were all asking questions, and you have to know the story of Boot Hill. That's where the gunfight at the OK Corral with Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday and all them rascals shot them out, and 3 guys of the Clantons got killed, and they're buried in Boot Hill. And we were over there and we were asking questions, and finally the guy who started it all was Ike Clanton. And Ike Clanton, when they came down to do the shooting stuff, he ran away. and so did another guy. It started out there were, I believe, 6 of the Cowboys and 4 of Wyatt and his 2 brothers and Doc Holliday. And when they got down there, it ended up being 4-3 because the other guys took off running, right? But anyway, while we were there, I asked one question. I just said, all right, this question is, I named off the guys that were that got killed in the gunfight. I said, because 𝔾𝔼𝕋𝕋𝕀ℕ𝔾 was the one that really started it. He was always going after the, Wyatt and Doc and them guys. Tracy just put up there Billy Clanton and the 2 McClowrys. They were the ones that got killed. Yep. But I just asked, I said, hey, and I read their names off. I said, are you sorry you ever got involved with 𝔾𝔼𝕋𝕋𝕋? And the answer was a very loud yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, that
very
was
intelligent.
Yeah. So you're going to have a hard time beating Danny and Lincoln for EVPs.
I think that's so cool. When I asked, how old was that boy? And you said he was 7. That's amazing. And the parents are supportive of that because, when I went to New Orleans, that was one of the things I was there for, was to talk to the children, to let them know, it's okay. And, because they have gifts. We all have the gifts, but theirs are just so, their brain's like a sponge, and they see so much more than what we do because we tend to block it out. As we grow older, we choose if we want to keep those gifts or not. And working with a child at the age of 7, wow. I
will tell you something. I have a theory, and I'm positive I'm true. It's right. That every kid that says he has an imaginary friend, he's not imaginary. He's a spirit that comes to them. So, by the way, hey, Tracy, if you can come back and say what the father said about his experience, with little Lincoln, that'd be cool.
I'm just looking at pictures because I myself, being in Canada, I've never heard of Tombstone, Arizona and stuff like that. And just like, this is just so cool. The fact that it looks like so for people in chat, it's got like saloons and everything set up like an old Wild West. It looks really, really cool.
Almost everybody in the world has seen the movie Tombstone with Kurt Russell and Sam Elliott and Bill Paxton.
Not her.
Val Kilmer.
I have maybe a long time ago. Maybe I have. I'd have to go back and check. I don't know.
For somebody who doesn't really, she's not doesn't really do the paranormal and the whole, so she's learning right now.
I've learned a lot, like just from like the different styles to the different equipment you guys use and like the REM pods. I think a lot of this equipment is going so quickly advanced though with technology, and I'm old school. I like all the dowsing rods and all that kind of stuff, and I like the methods with like the balloons, like Emmy did the balloon or the cat balls. I like old school. I'm just worried that too much of this technology might ruin some of these connections. That's just my take on it. I just feel like old school is the way to go because a lot of these spirits don't know this technology. So I think old school is the way to go.
That's why I get one of those Panasonic recorders. Tracy said, he said that Lincoln was amazed. He had the best time with Rick and Mikey and that they wouldn't trade it for the world. Dad was ever so thankful. And I love hearing that. Oh my God.
That's cool too. And for him to want to participate like that, that's so cool.
Well, there was another factor in there too that was in there. My friend Mikey Thompson, who I ghost hunt with a lot, he's going to be with me in Scotland.
Nice.
He's a pediatric nurse.
Oh wow!
So he actually, has a good level with children.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I think and act like a child, so I'm right in there with him. So
that's awesome. This is so cool. Just the photos of it all.
So what do you think was your most memorable? Where was the hot spot for you there? What do you think was the hot spot?
That would have been the Undertakers.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, once you get Danny to come in, the spirit that is supposed to be there and says his name and then interacts and then remembers the kid's name with another group. I mean, that is awful hard to beat. I have had some really interesting things because I've been down there before. I was at the Birdcage. Now, the Birdcage was a very famous place. That's where everybody hung out in there. There's a lot of bars there, the Oriental. There's all kinds of bars down there. Birdcage is probably the most famous. I had gotten lucky where the owner let me into ghost hunt. Now, Birdcage is really big. And Billy and I, the owner and I, ghost hunted it together. And I put my night vision camera on a railing right next to the poker room so you could film the poker room. And as I walked upstairs to go back up with Billy, I stopped on the stairs. I said, "You see anybody get killed down here?" Didn't hear anything. And then I said, "Did you kill somebody down here?" Didn't hear anything. So anyway, I went upstairs and we finished ghost hunting for the night. And all my equipment in there, I had 9 pieces of equipment because I knew I wouldn't be able to be everywhere. So I don't usually use anywhere near that amount of equipment, but I put it all over the place. And within 45 minutes, every piece was dead. And I put in new batteries, fully charged, so that it just sucked them dry, which happens. But
so this is that the Tombstone, the Birdcage Theater? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you go in there, were you able to go upstairs as well, or do you just stay down? I see.
No, you actually you go and then you go up to a little higher level, about half a level. And up there, there's a black hearse, and they have a lot of activity right there. Then you can go downstairs to the poker room.
Oh.
But you have to hear what happened with this camera.
Yeah.
When I got back a couple weeks later, I was listening to the camera. And I hear myself ask, did you kill someone? Did you see someone get killed? And a little bit later, me and Billy come walking downstairs to where the camera is. And you can hear us talking in the background. And then all of a sudden, very clearly, you hear a Mexican voice. And I say Mexican because most of Tombstone was Mexican citizens back then, right? But anyway, a Hispanic voice, we could say. And it says, "I had to," which can only be the answer is that you kill someone, right? So the next time I went back there, I went down and it took me 38 seconds to get him to give me another answer. Wow. I asked him, I said, "I was here before. I asked if you'd killed anybody. You said you had to." I said, "Did you ever see anybody get killed down here?" I went, "Yes." So it's
stuff like that.
Wow.
Tombstone is haunted. Let me just say.
Sounds like it.
And Tracy said the black hearse is called Black Mariah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I was looking at the photos, so I thought that's so cool. It just looks so neat. I like the layout of it.
Well,
there's one street light?
Black Mariah has a metal sign above it. I don't know if it still does, but it did back then. And Billy and I are standing there, and he asked for somebody to to show that they were there, and the sign went. Blah, 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 blah.
What?
So yeah.
Did it make that noise?
No, it just kind of. I made the noise.
Way to call him out, Emmy.
I know. He would do it to me. God,
That's cool.
I really wanted to go.
I bet you're sad you didn't go now.
yeah, because
but next year,
was the weather hot or was it like perfect weather?
It was perfect.
Really?
It was warm, but I mean, it wasn't ridiculously warm,
Right.
So it
wow.
Road trip,
was
Willa.
actually a lot of fun.
All of you guys go next year. Plan to get a bus.
Yeah, definitely. Tracy, are you going to invite him next year to come back? I hope so, because I'm going to be involved in it too. And I really do want to. I'm hoping you and I can meet up before next year. I mean, we've already done 3 or 4 different interviews together on different panels and stuff.
That's true.
We have. And I have your other book ordered. I haven't got that yet, but I still have this one that you haven't signed. But
I haven't been anywhere where I can sign it.
I know. I even had it packed in my suitcase because I knew I was going to have you sign it at the black marker. But
next year,
gosh,
make a plan this time.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely want to go there because whether it's Paracon or not, just the history of it. Oh, did you guys go down in the caves or anything like that? Because I knew there was word that they were going to do those.
They did go down into the mines. I believe Aaron Sager is the one who took them down into the mines.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Did you go in them or no?
No, I was doing my other hunts.
Okay.
That's right, Tracy, and I will need your tiny bodyguard if they have me back. Of course, you know what's so funny? The two places I was at, one of the father came over and raved how good we did, and then the two girls that ghost hunted us at Boot Hill came out and said that was the best one we've had all weekend. I actually videotaped that to send it to the Hobbit so she can use it if she needs it. For
the Hobbit.
Take her in.
Well, she's a little tiny person, and she calls herself the Hobbit, so I can do that.
That's so cool. Well, how tall is she? Because Ashley is like 4'9".
I'm 4'11".
She says she's 5'2", but she lies.
See, I lied too. I tell people I'm 5'1", so my driver's license says it.
I used to have a girlfriend who was Miss Petite Ohio, and she was 5'1".
Oh,
and
man.
The first time we went walking down the street, I was going to be all kinds of romantic and stuff, and I went like this to give her a hug, and I whiffed, went right over the top of her head.
Oh.
I touched no girl whatsoever.
That's hilarious.
Oh my God. Well, you're like 6'3", 4".
6'4".
Yeah.
By now, as old as I am, I'm probably 5'8".
I'd probably come up to your belly button.
Yeah. And see, and short fry hair too. She's short. She's probably like 4'9". We got a couple short beads in there.
You know the girl that the Winchester Mystery House?
Yes.
Yeah, the lady that owned that was 4'9".
Oh wow.
Really?
I'd probably fit in with the 7-year-old. I could have did it with him. I have a question for you, Rick. Did you go last year to Tombstone as well for the first time?
No, I wasn't invited last year.
Okay, so this being your first year going, was there like an overall aura or feeling or vibe like when you got there? Did you feel any presence like immediately of arriving on scene in any particular spot before you even got set up or started? Like, did you get a vibe, a feeling, a cold feeling, anything that gave you like excitement for it?
Well, I've been there several times on my own.
Oh, okay.
Like ghost hunting the birdcage and other places. It's very hard not to get a vibe in Tombstone.
Yeah.
If you go to Boot Hill and just walk along, and you can figure out what was going on. This is back when there's the Cowboys and Doc Holliday and those guys were having a war with each other pretty much. But a lot of gunslingers were there. Luke Short and Buckskin Frank Leslie, and I mean some very famous, Doc Holliday. But when you go to Boot Hill, there's like row after row of gravestones that say unknown, died 1881, unknown, died 1881, 1881, 1882. A lot of people got dusted. Right?
Wow.
So it's hard not to pick up stuff when you're there.
And any smells? Like, would you get any smells at all? Are you someone that can sense smells from things, or?
I don't have a really good sniffer.
Oh, okay.
No, I was a garbage man when I was in college, in the summers to make money.
Okay.
And my sniffer don't work that good anymore.
Yeah. Because I know when it comes to paranormal, some people can get different senses too, right? So I wondered if that gun would be cool if you got like a gun, like the smell of the gunfire and things like that or whatever.
Well, I pick up some things that are out of the ordinary, like different perfumes.
Oh, okay.
And stuff like that, but usually not.
No way.
I'm usually the guy, which is funny because I'm about half hard of hearing, but I can really hear the little thing inside the tape.
Oh, different tones. Then you can pick up the different tones.
Really catch those things. So, Yeah, but you need to first off, you need to watch the movie Tombstone. It's a fantastic
I'm going to.
movie.
I probably have seen it. It's just probably been so many years because it sounds like something my dad would have been watching and I would have probably watched it.
Yes, your dad would have watched it for
Yeah,
sure.
so I just probably don't remember all the details, but
How old's your dad, Ashley?
63.
Oh, shit. Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Rick. I just had to ask her.
I'll be 41. I'll be 41 next Wednesday.
gone. That's not very
or this
funny,
coming Wednesday.
Emmy.
Yeah, Emmy.
I was 41.
Once.
Once.
Long time ago.
Right?
Oh, geez.
You would think with all the stupid things I did in the movie business trying to kill myself that I'm still alive is amazing.
I was doing quite a lookup of your like past and everything. I'm just like, wow, what a past. Like, and then to go in, like to have this interest in paranormal, did a lot of people expect you to go that route? Like in your line of work that you were in back then and all the things that you participated in, did paranormal strike people as like, whoa, that's wild. I didn't see you doing that.
Well, a lot of people didn't even know about it because I kept it pretty much on the QT.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Until actually, you know, we ended up being on Ghost Adventures, and that made it kind of hard to run under the, you know,
like surprise.
Yeah, hello. What was funny is I think at the time we were the only ghost hunting group. Now, for people who don't know my group, we were all in the movie business, and my best friend that we started it together is Kane Hodder, who played Jason Voorhees in 4 of the Friday the 13th. He played Victor Crowley in all 4 or 5. Not even sure how many there are anymore of the Hatchet movies. And
Hatchet, yeah.
Did you see Hatchet 2?
Yes.
Do you realize that the guy who got chainsawed in half through the crotch was me?
No.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That was me. Me and Colton Dunn, who was the humor, you know, the comic element in the thing. He was on the chainsaw with me. We both got cut in half.
That's crazy. That's wild.
Yeah. It's funny when I'm talking to somebody and they go, "Oh, I love that scene." And I'll go, "You did, huh?" And I said, I didn't so much. And they said, "Why not?" And I said, "Because I got hit in the crotch with a chainsaw." They said, "That was you?" And I said, "Yeah."
That's actually crazy.
And you want to hear something really funny? After getting chainsawed in half so that our bodies went and just fell apart, Kane drops the chainsaw and he's fighting with Danielle Harris, who is also in our group. And she's tiny and she's freaking fearless. If there's anything really going to happen, I'm just going to pick Danielle up, shake her a few times, and throw him at whatever it is. she'll take him out, I'll tell you. That girl has balls of steel. The other guy that we ghost hunt with is a guy named R.A. Mihailoff, who played Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3.
Imagine having those guys behind you walking.
Oh,
except for one thing. I tell people about that. I said, I'll be going down one of those really long, dark hallways, and Kane and R.A. will be behind me. And I go, well, I got those guys behind me. And then I go, wait a minute, I've got those guys behind me. Is
that a good thing?
This might not end up well for me.
It's quite a difference. Yeah. Like, I used to be a horror buff back in the day. I used to love horror movies. Horror. But I don't like how they've changed everything. Like everything's changed.
Yeah.
I miss the old school stuff. And I was the girl in Blockbuster watching every movie, like every scary movie. So I saw all of them. And to look back and even just showing my son, I have a 13-year-old, and showing him some of the old stuff, he's like, whoa, that looks weird. Like he doesn't understand how different things were.
Not like AI generated.
Well, like everything. Yeah. AI is taking over. So
there was a movie back in the day called Deepstar 6, which was an underwater monster movie. And the man who made the monster and well, I can't say he operated it because I was the bonehead that was inside the costume. Was
that was you?
That was me. Greg Nicotero from Walking Dead now was the guy who made the monster. So I knew Greg for a long time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I still learn new stuff about you every time we do an interview. You have so many amazing stories.
Yeah, like what's your favorite thing, like favorite project that you worked on? Like out of everything, is there anything you can say that you just love so much more than everything else?
Hatchet 2.
Hatchet 2?
Even though I got gonaded. But now here's something funny, you know, because I got chainsawed in half. Well, the final scene, now everything in Hatchet, which was brilliant by Adam Green, whenever it stops, the next one picks up exactly where the last one
That's cool.
left off, right? So there's not like some backstory. I mean, you're right there again.
That's so
cool. Victor Crowley, Kane's character, is fighting with little Danielle, and she kicks him backwards, and he falls onto the moving chainsaw. So he gets all torn apart. Well, they called me up and said, "Hey, Rick, are you busy tonight? Because Kane's still in wherever he was at. We need you to play Victor, you know, to double for him." And let me say this very clearly, because I really always make a point of this. I did not play Victor Crowley. I doubled him where I was Victor Crowley's character sometime. Kane was Victor Crowley. Okay. And I hate it when some of these guys come out and say, "Yeah, well, I was Victor Crowley." No, you weren't. You were doubling the actor. Shut up.
Yeah.
You did that a lot with your friends. You were their doubles, huh? On a lot of them.
Actually, yeah. I doubled Kane a lot of times. And actually, Kane doubled me on Children of the Corn Part 5.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
I didn't know about this one now. See? A whole new Children of the Corn Part 5?
Well, you know, they had the silo, the corn silo.
Yeah.
They called out the fire department, and I was the fire chief. So I had to take the hose and everything up, all the silo, carrying it up there. And when I got up there, I go over there, and there's like double doors on the silo, and I go over and I open it, and the fire comes blasting out. Well, Kane happens to be, if he's not the best guy in fire stunts, it will not take long to call roll for that class, right? Because he's really good at it. And
wow.
He doubled me, you know, while he was on fire. One of the best fire scenes I've ever seen. You hardly even tell he's in there. It's like, now what was so strange was they had built another top, which was only like 10 feet off the, you know, the railing was about 10 feet off the ground. And Kane's going back and forth on fire. And we're waiting for him to fall off into the mat so we can put him out. And I'm following along underneath where they can't see me. And I've got my fire extinguisher and I'm going back and forth. And I'm like, dude, fall off already, right? And Kane will push the envelope on pretty much everything he does. You know, not unsafe.
Right.
So he will get everything out of a scene that he can do. And
wow.
He lands, and me and Chuck Norris, the other stunt guy, were just blasting him with the fire extinguishers. But yeah, he doubled me on that.
That was so cool.
That is cool. I only know one other stunt person who does stunt doubles, and there's a campground for us here in Canada. It's near Niagara Falls, Ontario, and his name is Brian Jagursky, and he's the owner of the campground, but he also has a company called Maximum Stunts, and he's been a stunt double for so many movies and shows. He did like Sinbad, Urban Legend, Boondock Saints, X-Men, Dawn of the Dead, Land of the Dead, all that kind of stuff. And what he does is he names all the streets in the campground of all the movies that he stunt doubled for. So it was really cool. So when we go in, you get to see all the names of the places and movies and shows that he participated with. And now he runs his own company. So he doesn't do the stunt anymore as much as he used to because he's getting older now. But he has a company, and now he hires people to do the stunts and stuff like that, which is so cool. And I never knew any of this stuff behind the scenes until I met him, and I thought this was really cool. So it's neat
it is a lot more fun when you're the stunt coordinator and you go, boy, that's gonna hurt. Go do that.
Right. So he doesn't have to do it anymore.
Yeah,
So
you,
when
over
did
there.
you
Go,
when
go,
did
go.
you stop doing stunts and stuff like that? Like, did you just decide you didn't want to do stunts anymore?
When I got to be 97 years old,
Your body just gave up.
well, no, I need 2 knee replacements.
Oh, okay.
And
I can imagine the toll it takes on your body.
yeah, and I could still do some things. I could still do fight scenes and things like that. But the problem is when you get to the set, like Kane has tried to hire me several times in the last couple of years to do other stuff. And I keep telling him, no, man, I can't. I'm not going to make you look bad because I can't run, can't jump, I can't do any of that stuff. And directors are famous for getting excited when they get to a location and they'll go, oh, look, stairs. Let's chase him upstairs and grab him and we'll fall down the stairs. And I'm like, I don't want to be able to say I can't do that. Right. So
Right.
time for me to move on into other things. But
I mean, Sylvester Stallone's still going. Come on now. What is he, 100 by now?
yeah, his stuntman isn't.
No, right?
Facts. Facts.
Yeah. I was going to say a lot of actors back then used to do that. They wanted to do their own stunts. And then I think they're like, oh, forget this. Why do I have to hurt my own body?
Well, I doubled a guy named Oliver Platt on a TV show called Huff.
Okay.
And he was so cool. He never talked to me. And it wasn't like he was being mean to me or anything because I would come out and I'd be getting ready for the stunt. And he would just go, have fun. And off he'd go. Right. A lot of these guys like, I don't want to do that. What are you, nuts?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, there's a scene in the Huff. They had like the second season or something. And I'm up on the 2.5 flights of staircase, and it's all one staircase. There's no landing. And I fall backwards, doubling Oliver, and I bounce down all the stairs down to the ground. And they asked on the behind the scenes, Oliver's that you? He goes, hell no. He said, that's not me. That's my stunt guy. So.
How many bones have you broke? Or I know I've asked you this before, but there's other people that probably don't know. How many do you think?
Well, I've broken a couple bones, but one was on Johnny the Weasel on 13th Street in Chicago. I told that guy to get away from me. No, I've busted up some ribs. I took a couple pretty hard blows to the head, which probably explains a lot.
Did you ever have to leave a project because you were too injured?
No.
Oh, that's
no. Even if I was too injured, I wouldn't tell anybody.
You just keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, I did a movie called Darkwolf, which was a werewolf movie. And the werewolf, half the time that was a werewolf that was on all fours, which was me. And then there was a human, which was Kane, right? So that dirty rat bastard didn't have to get into the costume again. But anyway, I had to do a stunt off the hood of a moving car, and where it goes going backwards very fast, probably 15, 20 miles an hour. And then it does like crack the whip, so it launches me into the barrels. And these barrels were actually 55-gallon oil drums, the metal drums. And they were set 2 rows high and 2 rows thick. And when I got launched in there, I went in head first and I hit my shoulder and then my head. And then I went in and all these barrels started flying around like bowling pins. And I mean, these things are going, bam, hit me from every direction. And one of them went, boom, and the edge of it hit me right in the ear, which hurt. But anyway, as I flipped over, here's a perfect thing to show you. Like this was like the barrel.
Oh, man.
I flipped over and my lower back landed on the far side. Boom. And then I went flying forward out of the ground.
Ouch.
So they wanted me to lay flat. So as the car goes by, you can't see where the wolf went. So I'm laying there flat. And I hear cut. And I roll over on my back because I really took some really good shots. If you can imagine, how heavy 55-gallon drums are?
Yeah.
And I mean, they're flying fast with you and hit you in the head. But anyway, I'm laying there flat on my back. And Robert Pendergraft, who does all the special effects stuff, who's also my ghost hunting group, comes running over and he's taking off the wolf head. And the director, Richard Friedman, who's one of my best friends, comes running over. He's also in my ghost hunting group.
Wow.
Yeah, it's all people in the movie business. But anyway.
Well, I want to be in the ghost hunting group now.
right?
Yeah.
Can we join?
No, but he comes running over and he goes, "Are you all right?" And I said, "I'm taking inventory. I'm only up to my waist." Right?
Oh my gosh.
And when they took this off, you could see the blood coming out of my ear, and they all go,
Oh,
Now, the whole crew had come out to watch this, and what was so funny is, as I was walking to jump on the car, one of the actresses came up to me and she goes, "Rick, are you going to get hurt?" And I went, "Yeah." You can't go flying in there without getting hurt, right? Secret is you don't want to get injured. Okay, you can get hurt, you don't want to get injured.
Yeah.
Right? So she goes, "How bad is it going to be?" I said, "I'll let you know in a minute." So,
hey Rick. People are asking behind the scenes, do you want your Facebook link dropped too? Because Thomas is dropping like your Instagram and your other stuff.
sure.
Would you like? Okay. Okay.
Awesome.
Yes,
you want to put
Thomas.
up there, whatever you want to put up there is fine by me. But here's the rest of that story. I'm laying on my back, and Richard comes running over. The director, he goes, "Man, are you okay?" And I looked up and I said, "Say those 3 little words I want to hear." And he goes, "What? What 3 little words?" And I went, "Perfect. Moving on." That means this scene is over. We're going on to the next
Yeah.
one. He turns on, he goes,
Wow.
"Perfect. Moving on." So
Jeez.
off we went.
So I was going to ask this. So, like your outfits or getting dressed, normally that would probably take longer than your entire scene would be.
Oh, I
Would
can
you have to sit like in
imagine.
a dressing room and take hours and then go out there and do like a 5-minute scene and then
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah.
it?
Like when they put the
Wow.
makeup on you and stuff, they glue it on, and then
Yeah.
they have
Wow.
alcohol to get it off. And I got to tell you though, the next day you look like you're in high school. You talk about your skin just
Regenerative, whatever they
ripped
call
off
it.
a
Wow.
few layers.
well, because they take the mask and they go pull,
Ouch.
and then they put alcohol and they pull some more. And by the time you come out, you're like,
Ouch.
I will tell you the funniest story though. We did a movie called Project Metal Beast, and I doubled Barry Bostwick in that. And there's a scene where the metal werewolf hits Barry in the face and rips half his face up like this big claw marks. And then he goes flying into a steel door, bounces on the ground, and the Metal Beast finishes him off, which was Kane again, that rat bastard throwing me around trying to
I was
kill
going
me.
to say, you were the one flying.
I was the one getting, that's, I'm starting to wonder why he's my best friend. I think he keeps trying to kill me.
You got hosed.
Right?
I think he's trying
Here,
to
you
kill me.
take the blows. I make the bucks, you take the blows.
But
Yeah.
what was so funny is after I went there and I hit that wall so freaking hard. I went off a mini tramp. I did a full sprint, hit it, went upside down, backwards, hit the wall, fell onto my head on the concrete because the thing was supposed to kick me back, and I hit it so hard the wall went backwards.
Ooh.
And knowing that if I landed the way I was, my face would be seen on camera. So as soon as I went down, I put my hands in front of me like this and spun around so that I landed facing away. So Kane always said, they always say, "What's the hardest stunt you've ever seen?" They said, "Oh, Rick do a full sprint, hit a mini tramp, go upside down, go 15 feet, hit a steel door, land on his head, and spin like a top trick."
Jeez.
So
You
he's
really got the short end of the stick here. I think you need to have a re-chat with your bestie over there.
yeah,
About how all this played out.
I'm gonna have to have a chat with him.
So you were saying that you have paranormal people from your community of being in movies and stuff like that. How did it come to be? Like, how did all this come to be that you got involved to do all this? Like you said, you were secretly doing this behind the scenes for a while. Then the show brought it out. So did you have a lot of people come to you that wanted to know how you got involved in all of this once you were in the open?
It's funny. I always wanted to start a group. Now, everybody that I ghost hunted with did this. Tippy toe. And if you'd hear a bug would burp, they go backwards. Right? Yeah.
I like the sound effect.
And I didn't want that.
Yeah.
Well, Kane and I were doing a movie in Mansfield Reformatory in Ohio. And very creepy place. We were all the way end of a cell block. And I mean, it's a couple hundred yards long, I think. And we're coming along, and it's like 1 a.m, and there's just the moonlight coming in. And we're walking along, and Kane goes, "Hey, why don't we ghost hunt?" I didn't know he was into it, and I'd never talked to him about it.
That's cool.
So we decided that, we were going to do that, and we saw something ahead, and Kane went after it. So I went, this is the guy who's going to be my first partner.
Especially because he's not tippy-toeing about it.
Yeah. So he and I started, and then as RA likes to say, now RA is 6'5" and 340 pounds. Right?
Oh wow.
He says,
easy.
and he says they asked me to join because they needed, a pretty person, and then we go. Then we go, yeah, that didn't work. So we got Danielle Harris.
So how many people are in the group altogether?
I think there's 12.
12? Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but we haven't had a chance to ghost hunt together for quite a long time.
Maybe you'd need to change that. Do you think you should change that?
We would like to change that. The problem being is Kane is a movie star.
Mm.
Okay, he's always somewhere else.
Right.
I'd get a new best friend. My best friend. No, I'm joking.
I've known Kane for 43 years. Now, come on.
That's crazy.
I mean, you could go out without him once and then entice him to get back in, maybe.
He's still a busy man, huh?
Well, if he's not doing a movie, he's doing a convention.
Oh, okay.
RA's doing a convention. And when we first started, we all lived within about 30 miles of each other.
Yeah.
Now Kane lives in a different state. RA lives in Pennsylvania. So we don't really have a chance to get together. So if we ever do, we'll be back at it. But
yeah,
that'd be cool.
Times will slow down for him at some point, I'm sure, right? Like he's not going to be busy like this forever. So I'm sure.
Yeah. So
there is a question. What was the hardest makeup to take off?
I think the hardest makeup to take off was from the movie. That was the name of that thing, Fallen Angels. And if you've ever seen the name of the one where there was Pinhead, remember the Pinhead?
Oh, Hellraiser.
Yeah, the guy who made Pinhead did the mask that I had to wear.
Oh man.
Oh wow.
And because he doesn't throw stuff together, he really makes it good.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, putting it on and taking it off was a long time. And the same with when I doubled Sid Haig in Devil's Rejects, because I had to have the bald cap on, the beard put on, the tattoos put on. That took a real long time.
Crazy.
And I'll tell you something funny though. I had to have my head cast because they made a false head of me. My head gets cut off in one scene, so they had to make a.
Oh, I was going to say, why would they do that?
You still have the head? Do you still have it?
Yeah, it's in my other room.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, no way.
I know a lot of people keep their heads when they get made. Who is that?
What's up, Carlos?
Hello, everyone in the chat. Sorry we didn't really address everyone because we're trying not to interrupt.
Go ahead, Carlos. Yes, go ahead. I don't know whose it is, but go ahead, Carlos. As long as you're not spamming it.
I'm coming.
Oh, he's coming. Here he comes.
Oh my God.
Oh, let me full screen you.
That's cool.
Oh my God.
I love when they do that stuff. A lot of people keep their heads.
Do you remember your first head? That is so cool.
That is really cool.
It's funny. My friend Richard, this movie we were doing, it was called Darkwolf, and this, it was called Born. Alison Brie killed me, and then she cut my head off. Right. But I called up Richard. I said, Richard, you still got my head? And he goes, yeah. I said, I want it. And he goes, why? I said, because I don't want you to have it. You'll do funny things to my head. Right. So he gave it to me. But here's another one. This is Victor Crowley.
Wow.
Oh, hold on. Let's get you back up here.
I like that. That's creepy, but cool.
Oh.
I leave them facing the windows in the back, so in case anybody tries to break in, that's the things they'll see.
they're gonna see those.
Could you imagine if you had like a hot date come over and you like leave these things lying around or something and like scare the crap out of someone?
Or somebody stays the night and you actually just put them in the bed right there and they wake up, they're like, ah! You got both heads.
Man. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah,
oh shit.
I'd use them to scare people for sure.
Yeah. That's so cool.
In Born, I get Alison Brie, who's pretty famous actress right now.
I like Alison Brie.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart too. She runs me off the road. I'm driving a truck, and my head goes through the windshield, comes back out, and I stagger out of the truck, and I drop to my knees, and she comes over, and she's got a live power line, and she sticks it in my mouth, and I go, and I mean,
oh my gosh, I think I remember that.
And down I go, and down I go, and she comes over, and she kicks me over, which that hurt, right? Boots me over, and I lay on my back, and she comes over, and she cuts my heart out and throws it in the back into a sack, and then she cuts my head off and puts it in a sack, right? So later that night, we're all having dinner, right? And I go up to Richard. I said, Richard, I got a question for you. I said, Allison just cut off my head. She just electrified me, and then she cut out my heart. And he goes, yeah, what's the question? I said, I'm not the sequel, am I?
You come back as a zombie.
Man.
And he looks at me and he goes, it's a horror movie. You can come back.
Anything happens, right? You're a zombie in the next one.
No, actually, I did come back in the same movie.
Really?
All the people that she killed, she had a pentagram, and she stuck the heads on the corner of the pentagram.
I saw clips of that with her. There was something she was interviewing for, and I saw that scene. So as soon as you said that, I was like, I remember that, but I haven't seen the movie itself. So, but I remember that scene.
What's really funny is that they built a floor that was about 4 feet off the ground, and we went underneath it because the heads were all placed on the thing. And when she starts doing these incantations, all our heads come back to life.
Oh man, it's so creepy.
So we're all sitting on chairs underneath the ground, right?
True,
so we're
Thomas.
just sitting like this, and then she says something, and we all start screaming at her, and it's pretty creepy.
Thomas makes a good point. If Jason and Freddy can come back a million times, why not you? Like you can't kill him. I swear.
They try to kill me every show I'm on.
That's so cool.
So
I'm gonna have to watch some of these things again.
I was going to say, how many years have you been the stunt double for Kane?
Well, I'm not. Well, actually, I really am, because Kane won't let anybody else double him but me.
Wow,
that's cool.
That is
a long time. Been a long time we've been together. We've done over 30 movies together.
Oh wow!
I will tell you. I'll tell you one story about Kane, which is really cool. We were doing a movie called I think it was Old 37. And there's a scene. Do you guys remember the movie Footloose?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You remember where the girl's standing between the two cars as they're racing?
Yeah.
Yep.
We had to recreate that. And I had a Mustang convertible. He had a Challenger.
Ooh, I'm looking it up.
When they were doing, it was supposed to be Laurie Singer that was standing in there, I think. But when we were doing this movie, they had gone like 20, 25 miles an hour on a closed straightaway. We went 42 miles an hour around curves with this girl on there. So the driving had to be extremely good, right?
Oh.
But what finally happened is we got through with all the driving, and they had a camera truck that had a crane on it. And the director goes, all right, well, we've done all that. Can we do some stuff just to get more footage? Can we do something like maybe you guys, going in and out, drag racing, giving each other a hard time? Ken goes, all right. Now, usually you take enough time, to be able to practice that a few times, but we didn't have any time because the sun was going down. So King just says, I'll come up and bug you, and then I'll cut you off. Then I'll chase you, and I'll cut me off and everything else. So we're in a forest preserve. So there's not much room off the road. It's like, the dirt slopes away from you, so you don't want to go off the road. Well, we're zipping along side by side, and we're like, like we're going to smash into each other. And then Kane would cut me off, and then I would cut him off. And I cut him off, and here he comes, roaring up. And I look, and we're closing very fast on the movie crane truck. And the guy's got the crane, the camera on the crane down low, because he's filming the cars racing. Well, here comes Kane, and I'm looking, boy, we're getting awful close to this this camera truck, and all of a sudden he just goes, whoa! I mean, he just goes flying in past me, cuts me off. You know, I yanked the car out of the way because he would have hit me if I hadn't done it, but he had to get me out of the way so he could get into the lane. And then as he goes flying in, he hits the brakes, and here's the camera truck, right? And we're coming this way, and the camera's down here to catch this. And just as he comes flying in, the camera guy lifts the camera up a little bit, and Kane goes right underneath it.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
When we went back, because they have a thing called Video Village, that's where everybody else, you know, when you're doing stuff out that's away from them, all the people were watching, right, what happened. And when we came back, the director, all the actors were like, yeah, right? I was like, well, at least they liked it.
Wow.
I just looked up who Kane is, and it brought me up with Hatchet and Victor Crowley. I'm going to have to watch some of these. So that's going to be, I'm excited. There's a lot of stuff
Well,
I
I
want to
will
watch.
tell you something that you really should watch. It's called To Hell and Back.
To Hell and Back?
And it's his life story. It's his documentary.
Mhm.
Best documentary I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know about this. So you guys,
It's a
hell and back.
See, a lot of people don't know that Kane almost died in a stunt.
Oh.
Yeah, in a fire stunt. He was showing a girl about the fire stunt, and the glue just went off a little too soon, I believe, and he was out in the desert,
Ooh.
and he's trying to put it out. He got burned very severely,
Yeah.
and they sent him to the hospital. They finally got an ambulance for him. They took him to a hospital, and this guy was working on him and stuff. Well, unbeknownst to Kane, this guy doesn't know shit about burns. Right? He's learning as he's going. And finally, after about three months in the hospital and him not getting any better, he gets a staph infection, and it almost kills him.
Ooh.
And the guy says to his father, he goes, you know what? I think we ought to send Kane across town to the trauma hospital. And he's like, there's a trauma hospital and you've been having him over here?
All
right?
this time?
Yeah. So
My God.
There is another one, Thomas. I found him by accident too.
No, you mean
there's another Rick.
Yeah, he's the producer of Star Wars. Yeah.
Yeah. Because when I went to Google you myself, because I saw the other interviews you've done with like Patty and Emmy and whatever. But I wanted to do some more research, so I knew some of the things that you were a part of. And I bring up this other person, I'm like, that looks nothing like him. Who is this?
Well, you know, it's funny. I get things on Facebook. Hey, can I be your friend? I love Star Wars. And I go, well, I hate it because people think I'm the producer.
Yeah, you're like, that's not me.
Never hear from him again.
That's funny. Yeah, like
I need to drop down and come back up. I'm glitching up, so you guys got this. I'll be right back.
Tabs. There's a lot of stuff. Like I just looked up who Kane Hodder is, and I don't remember. I don't think I've ever seen him myself, but that doesn't mean I haven't. I probably just don't remember offhand. But I'm gonna watch Victor Crowley and Hatchet 1 and 2. I think my son would really like that too. But we've seen like,
well, you know what else you should do too, is go on YouTube and go to Ghost Adventures, Pico House, PICO House.
Okay.
And that is the one where we ghost hunted with those guys.
Pico House. Now, did you say the movie with Alison Brie was Born? Is that one?
Yeah.
Born. Okay, that's what I thought. I might actually watch that one too. Pico House. That's crazy.
Alison Brie was a real sweetheart.
I love her. I watched her in Glow. Have you Glow, the wrestling movie? It's series on Netflix, I guess I should say. I fell in love with her with that series, and then I started seeing her everywhere. And she's a really good actress. She's really good.
Well, she was in 2 series at the same time. She was in Community, and I can't remember the other one.
Oh, that's right, Community. I saw her there too. I swear she's everywhere.
Yeah. Well, she's got the look, and she's really good.
Yeah,
and
she's really good.
And she's really nice in person, other than the fact she kicked me in the rib, the dirty rat.
That's good to hear too, because you never know how they are in real life. Like you see their portrayal on the shows and the movies, and you just never know how people truly are behind the scenes, you know?
Well, you know, it's funny. The bigger they are, usually the nicer they are.
That's good to hear. I always thought it was the opposite. I always thought they were jerks, you know?
Everything has an opposite.
Mm-hmm. Are you better now, Emmy?
I think so. Tracy says, I think y'all need to meet Rick and hang out with him too. I would love to. And just the fact that he's even friends with David Oman and stuff too. So,
That's
you know.
Oh, don't bring that up.
Just pretend like you don't know him, right? Shh.
Never met him. Never
Well,
met
he's
him.
in your
No.
I've seen the 2 times you've interviewed David.
Yeah.
No, I like David. David's cool.
He's quite the personality, that's for sure. He's got a big personality.
He's a lunatic.
Yeah.
There you go. I said I wanted to have Rick and David on the show at the same time. Rick refuses because he goes, I won't get a word in edgewise. So
I think they both would, because I've seen David and now I've met him. So I think they would both just talk together.
I think it'd be a good show.
Yeah.
We actually get along real well.
You'd be the third wheel, Emmy.
Yeah,
I know I would. So maybe we can think about that, because I know he's invited me and my husband to go, stay at his house and stuff like that. And he goes, and we can do live stream. So that would be pretty cool. I know, right?
He only lives about 10 miles away from me.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
You guys need to do a big get together. Podcast.
I'll tell you a funny story. The first time I went to his house, I brought a whole bunch of people, right? A whole bunch of my guys. And we got over and they had like 7 or 8 people in there having a party. And I went up to him. I said, David, when I talked to you about this, I said, it had to be dark and quiet. He can't ghost out with these people in the house, right? And I said, well, let's go outside. We're all standing outside. And everybody's thinking, what are we going to do now? So I said to David, David, we can't do this. He goes, what should I do? I said, go inside and tell them thanks for stopping by and throw them out. Right? And he goes, I can't do that. And I said, give me a minute. And I walked inside and I said, hey, guys, thank you so much. We needed to be quiet and dark. Grab your stuff. Let's go. And when we got inside, when we came back outside and they all came with me, he goes, what'd you do? I said, I threw them out.
Oh, my God.
Politely, but we had like 12 people that came to do this ghost hunt.
He did that ghost thing at his house. We saw that video that he played on your last interview with him. When he seems like he has people at his house a lot, because he had people over and there's something happened with the door and whatever.
Yep.
People over there too.
Yeah, another. Go ahead.
His house is definitely haunted, especially his second floor hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was showing some footage.
Also, Short Fry has a good question here. Rick, if you could redo another movie, what would it be?
Darkwolf.
Ooh. And why is that?
Yeah.
Darkwolf could have been Richard Friedman was the director, who's a very good friend of mine. And he kind of got stuck with some bad circumstances. He got he had to have a lot of CGI for the werewolf, right? And the people that were going to do it had showed him, some stuff that he really liked. And he kept saying, look, I need to get this movie to bed. Everything's shot. I need the CGI stuff. And they hadn't done it. So he had to go over there. And they did all the CGI in like 3 days. And it's not anywhere as good as it should have been. And Richard will tell you that too, because Richard had to go over there and, pretty much tell him it's going to sue him and everything else. So they actually, and one of his friends that was good with CGI worked like 24, 25 hours in a row to get something that was basically respectable. But if he could have had a real CGI team with that, would have been a really good movie. So
what's the longest you? Go ahead.
After you.
I was going to say, what's the longest you've had to stay for? To get a scene right, even though you were like the stuntman, the double and stuff like that. You still got to make that scene perfect, though, right?
Oh yeah, especially action. You can't do sloppy action. So.
What would be the longest you would say you were on the set for redoing the same stunt?
Well, I was usually always on the set because I was playing the character and the stunt coordinator. So I was pretty much always there. But they can be pretty long days. You get there get there very early in the morning, and you leave early in the morning.
I can't even imagine sitting there being a stuntman and you screw up and you've got to do that scene again. You know, you're like, oh, that was my shoulder. Give me time to, you know,
Get back in there. Yeah.
God, I couldn't do it. I think about all the pain I'm in now with my back, and I couldn't imagine doing that as a stunt person for a living. You know what I mean?
Well, I will tell you a very funny story about it. The original Hatchet. There was a girl there named Tamara Feldman, total sweetheart of a girl. She was playing Mary Beth, and there's a scene where Kane, as Victor Crowley, comes out of the water, grabs her, lifts her out of the boat, and just boom, yanks her underwater. They both go under. Well, Kane was also playing Victor's father, so he was off with the first team filming that. So I had to double him. See, now let me get one thing clear. I'm not doubling Kane because he can't do it. He can do everything just as good as I can, if not better. Okay? And I'm out there. I've got the suit on. It's all.
But he just kept me in two places, right? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, in the very first Hatchet, one of the scenes is he's chopping through the door. He's the father trying to get Victor out of this burning building. So he's on one side of the door. I'm on the other side of the door. He can't be on both sides of the door, you know.
Right.
But nobody's that good. But there's a scene where I have to reach over and grab Tamara, and trying to reach over the thing of the rowboat, you know, it's hard to get a good grab. You never know what you're going to get hold of.
Yeah.
You know, stuff that might get you socked in the eye after the scene is over. But I just said, Tamara, I got an idea. Is it okay with you if I slide my hand down the back of your jeans? And she goes, why? I said, because I can get, you know, where the seam is, you know, where your belt goes. Yeah. I said, I can get inside there and put my hand underneath it. I'll get a really good thing to lift you up with. Right. And when I do, I get, you know, once I get you up past the edge, I can pick you up and slam you in the water. Right. I said, it'll be a lot easier for you too. Right. She goes, yeah, that's fine by me. So anyway, we do the thing. And I told her, she was so adorable. I said, look, now when we do this, it's very important that you stay underwater till I let you up. Right. I said, because we both have to go under. Right? I grab her. I pick her up. Works perfect. Pick her up, slam her in the water, and I go down. And I can't go under because I've got the rubber suit on. It won't sink. It's foam.
Oh, no.
And I feel these little hands come up and go, she pulled me under. I mean, it was
oh my God, that's amazing.
It was
I never thought about what you might have been wearing that might not help with that. Oh man.
Well, the funny thing was when they were on the boat, I had to get something out of the back and she was sitting there and I went, Tamara, can you move up a little bit? I got to get something behind you and I don't want to touch something I shouldn't. And she goes, geez, you've already had your hand down my pants. What are you going to do?
Oh my God.
That would be crazy.
Turned around like, what?
That's awesome. I can't wait to watch some of these things.
Yeah, see, now you can do family night with your son, Bray.
He's going to love this because he always wants to watch horrors. But I'm definitely going to check out that Ghost Adventures Pico House for sure, too. And the To Hell and Back with Kane Hodder. I'm excited to check that out, too.
No, Hell and Back is really, really good.
Yeah.
There is a scene in there that I'm in. And little Ricky gets a little pissed off at the question. Right? Somebody inferred that he might have got jobs because they felt sorry for him being born. And my whole personality changed. Right? I went from Miss Congeniality to, you know, Bobby the Hitman. Right? And I just looked up and I went, hey, nobody gave him anything. He worked his ass off for everything he got. They went, okay. I mean, they all just said, we won't be asking any more questions now.
Well, and it's hard in that industry, like, you know, especially when you start out and stuff like that. I'm sure it wasn't easy.
Oh, it never is unless you have somebody that takes you by the hand and pulls
absolutely
you in.
Yeah. You know, someone
did you have to go to school for that, or is it basically a learn hands-on learning type thing? And
that's the way it used to be. Yeah. It was a mentor business. Somebody saw you and they.
I think you can go to school now for it. right?
Yeah,
Isn't there things for it now?
Yeah, but that's in a lot of cases, people won't hire anybody from those places.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Why would
Because
you
they want to teach themselves.
No, why would you support a place that is a factory for people to take your jobs?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh,
I feel
didn't
it's
think
no
about
different than being an actor. You've got your own way about you for your role and the part you play. So I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Well, what it used to be a mentor business. You know, somebody would take you on the set and you would watch and they'd go, hey, as long as we're practicing, why don't you try this?
That's cool.
And if you actually do something good, they'll ask you back again and there'll be more stuff. They say, can you throw a punch? Well, yeah. Well, let's see. And they go, oh, shit, that was pretty good. Right. And the next thing you know, you've got a SAG card, right? Yeah. Good. Get in here. You know, and then you've got some friends. So
have you ever?
So you started out as an actor or just a background person?
I always did stunts, and then I did some acting later on. Actually, I turned down acting jobs.
Really?
Yeah, I just,
Wow.
I just didn't feel comfortable doing it.
He'd rather bust his head open.
Yeah.
Throw me into a wall. That's what I do. You know. Somebody asked me, they said, how would you describe you and Kane's as far as stunts? I said, well, if we were supposed to run into and hit a wall and the wall stayed up, we'd get pissed off. No, we were pretty well known for really knocking the shit out of stuff, you know? So that was pretty cool.
Have you ever brought people in, like in the industry that you're in or we're in, and would you bring friends in and get them to be extras or things like that?
Yeah, I've got him. I got my brother in one movie, Girlfriend from Hell, and his part is he's standing in a circle. When the girlfriend from hell walks by, she slaps him on the ass.
Oh,
that's cool. Did he only do that one thing, your brother, or did he get to do other things in the future?
Just that.
He didn't like it or didn't want to do it?
I just didn't bring him in anymore because he was busy.
I bet he loved it, though.
I don't know if he did or not. But my brother actually was the world heavyweight kickboxing champion, so he was doing and he was a pro boxer too. So he was doing. So
he was already busy at the time anyway.
That's what I'm saying. The opportunity didn't really arise that often.
Wow, that's crazy. That sounds like fun. Like you could bring your friends or family involved in some of this because what you're doing.
Well, I will tell you one of the funniest things Kane told me. He was doing a movie, and it was a bank scene where chaos is ensuing everywhere. And there was this one girl who was, doing I'd really like to have a line so that I could get my SAG card. And, just to the director. And finally, he was just getting a little tired of it, I guess. And he went, all right, I'll give you a line. All right, come on out here. And he looks around, he's seeing all the chaos going. He goes, all right, I want you to holler out, that guy's nuts, grab him. And Kane goes, and the guy looks at him and he goes, what's so funny? He goes, is that what you really wanted to say? That guy's nuts, grab him? And she goes, yeah, maybe we should change that.
That's crazy.
See everybody running up, grabbing the guy by the nuts. That's,
Hey, she wanted the part, right? You got to do it. You got to do it.
Happens a lot.
So, where was the last place besides Tombstone that you had actually went ghost hunting?
Globe, Arizona, 2 weeks before.
That's right.
Where was it?
I forgot about that.
Globe, Arizona.
Oh, Globe, Arizona. And what did they have there? Was it like a Paracon type thing?
Yeah, they had a jail. They had the YMCA. They had a couple other places.
Oh, wow. And how long were you there for with that one?
The weekend.
Just the weekend?
Yeah.
And lots of activity?
Some.
Not as much as Tombstone?
No. Well, I mean, Tombstone has some of the bloodiest history in American history. There's bound to be more than that.
What's the other one common for? Like, what was the history with that one?
I don't really know, to tell you the truth. I know that they had some Globe, Arizona.
Globe.
Let me see if I can.
Where's the next place you got any more events coming up or?
Not events, but I am going next month to Scotland for 3.5 weeks.
Wow, Scotland.
So soon? And you're doing that next year too, right?
Yeah, I always go every year. And then I'm also going to Ireland.
That's it, Ireland.
Yeah. I'm also doing September 1st through the 9th in Ireland. I'm the leader of a tour. And we're going to do a lot of ghost hunting. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Ireland. I've only been there one time before. And if you read the last chapter of my book, it didn't go so well.
Oh.
Yeah.
No,
So how long are you going to Ireland for?
Well, Ireland, we're going to go for 8 days. It's September 1st through the 9th.
Ooh.
And by the way, if anybody's interested, just go to 𝕾𝔼𝕋𝕋𝕀ℕ𝔾 on Facebook, and she can give you all the details because she's doing something really cool. Because it's not till September of 2025. Right?
Oh, wow.
But she's letting people make time payments right now and not charging them any interest.
Wow,
so
that's cool.
That's what I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, get busy. You can come ghost hunt with us.
Yeah,
I know, right? I do. I need to do that.
So beautiful there.
That's one of the places. Scotland is prettier. I'm like Scotland. I can't talk.
Scotland is prettier. Actually, Scotland has been voted many times the most beautiful country in the world.
I was just going to say that, Tracy. I just looked that up, and it said a mining town, mining, tourism, government, and retirees of globe economy, and then the jail, obviously. So,
wow.
Oh, they still have active mines too.
Yeah, it's a cool place.
Yeah, I've never heard of it before.
Well, I had done earlier with a live stream show from there.
Oh.
And the whole premise of it was called The Master and the Apprentice. And the kid that I was ghost hunting with is Tony Rathman's son. I don't know if you know Tony Rathman, but Tony Rathman's a very, very good ghost hunter, and he's helping invent Staticom. And I mean, really good dude, good friend of mine. So
you know everybody. Like
I don't know who he is, but I mean, obviously does.
Yeah.
Tony's one of the really good dudes. But anyway, they were live streaming this, and I was supposed to be teaching this young man stuff, but not a lot was going on, and it was hard to show anything if you're not getting any stuff, you know. Mm-hmm. So, but it was still pretty good. I'd actually done another live stream with Tony at the Phelps Dodge Hospital in Arizona, which was really cool. But I really am looking forward to getting back to Scotland.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Then you can have a better experience, hopefully, than the last time you went there.
Well, I usually have a good experience when I go there. I've got a lot of friends in Scotland. I got a lot of actually, contacts there. You know, if I ever want to do my own tour, hint, anybody's out there listening. No, because I'm really thinking about doing it.
That's cool.
I mean, I really do. I mean, I've been to so many castles. I've been with so many different groups.
Yeah.
I mean, this will be my 13th year in a row going.
Didn't you talk to Jenny about going? You and Jenny were talking about a Scotland thing. Wasn't that
Jenny
you?
from Ireland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weren't you looking about Ireland, Scotland?
Yeah.
Yep.
Jenny, what is it?
Yep.
Giannis.
Yeah, I can never. I just say Jenny from Ireland.
Yeah.
But yeah, when she found out I had Rick on the show, she's like, oh, "I'm going to have him on my next show." And
yeah, she was cool.
She is.
Here it is. Is it May Heron's Secret Ireland Tours? Yes.
Is that okay? Okay, that's it.
But it's not this. I don't think it's the story of Dory. It's the one that's September 1st through the 8th in 2025.
2025.
Okay.
So sign up. Come with us. Hang out.
Emmy should do it. You should.
Yes, you should.
I know.
And then you can interview each other for your show.
I know, right? Anyone comes to Washington State, I'll gladly go ghost hunting with you. I definitely want to there's so many people I've been wanting to meet up, go ghost hunting, or sit and listen to stories. Because I mean, Rick, you've got every time we talk, you've got more and more stories, and then I find out you know these other people. I mean, I can't even. You're one popular dude, aren't you?
Well, I don't know how popular I am, but I do know them.
Yeah.
I don't know what they say about me behind my back, but
well, I'll tell you, David said only good things about you. That he really
that's because
did.
he's afraid of me and I live close to him. So.
You're bigger than him, huh? Is he a short guy or?
No, he's not. He's not real short. Pretty average size.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
But when you show up at somebody's house with Jason and Leatherface and yourself,
yeah, that's intimidating.
and we're all big guys, and RA's like, you know, an iceberg, and Robert Pendergraft is about the same size as RA.
Wow.
So, matter of fact, there's a thing in my book when we were doing Darkwolf. There's a scene.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask before I forget. When people buy your books, where does your proceeds go to? Because some people don't know this.
Well, I'm happy to say this. The profits go to St. Jude's Hospital.
Oh, cool.
So,
yeah.
So buy my book. It's called Ghosts Believe in Me. And by the way, it was the Paranormal Book of the Year. And the second one is called The Spirits Are Out There and They're Waiting for You.
That's so cool. And you're working on a third one, right?
Yeah, actually, and they're only $10 a piece. I didn't want anybody really get, you know, and they're good books. They really are.
That's cool.
I wouldn't have put them out if they weren't. Yeah, there's going to be a book 3 and a book 4 and maybe a book 5, but they won't all be the same.
Nice.
I actually have one that I want to do, and I'm afraid of saying it because somebody else might do it, but what the heck? I don't care. I'm having like Kat Hobson is a professional photographer.
Okay.
So when we actually go to Scotland, I want my buddies, because I know some other people who are professional photographers over there, and the places that we ghost hunt, I want to write a book called The Haunted Beauty of Scotland and have all the really good pictures of the castles and things like that. And then underneath have, you know, other people's stories of what happened to them at each one of these places.
That would be cool.
Yeah. And the fact is, you know, there's not a lot of really good pictures of the castles.
That'd be cool.
So that'll be a good one. And I'm also writing a second book, which has nothing to do with ghost hunting, but I'm trying to be a champion for women because I think women, you know, kind of knock themselves down all the time. And I just really keeps me off, you know. But you're always hearing about the glass ceiling and all that. And it's like, have you guys not listened to history? Some of the most badass people in the history of the world were women, right? Yeah. Have you ever heard of Boudica?
Mm-mm.
Boudica was, I believe it was a Celtic country that she was the queen of. Well, the Romans came over. They wanted the land. They killed her husband. They beat the hell out of her. They raped their 2 kids, their 2 daughters, who were both under 11.
Wow.
And they took over the town. Well, Boudica did not particularly care for this sort of behavior.
Right.
And she raised an army and went out and went to the town of Londinium, which wasn't London, but it was one of the big towns, and just freaking flattened it. And then she went over to the next town and flattened that. And in the battles, they figure she killed 70,000 Romans.
Wow.
And finally, they caught her in a canyon and just loaded 8 billion arrows down on them and finished them off. But girls need to have people like that, you know? I mean, there's a girl named, what is her name now? She played Delilah in Samson and Delilah.
Hedy
Lamarr.
Yes.
Was her name. Hedy Lamarr was a genius. And during the Second World War, the Germans kept intercepting the messages between the submarines, and they would blow the submarine up. Well, she just started thinking, she says, you know, maybe if we did something, we could make the frequency hop, right? So they couldn't hone in on anything unless they knew the code, right? And they ended up using that, and it helped win the war. And Hedy Lamarr gave that technology away. Her and another guy who was a very good electronics guy, they gave it away to the War Department. Now, just to say that she was kind of influential in the world, every single cell phone in the world uses that technology. Every garage door opener uses that technology. I mean, she pretty much invented Wi-Fi, right?
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you ever hear of it? No. And here's a girl that was known for being a beauty queen, and she comes up and saves the Navy in World War II, gives away Wi-Fi. I mean, that's what I'm saying. There's so many things that if young girls would get a chance to read something like that, they would see how really strong they are, instead of everybody saying, well, you've got the glass ceiling. Oh, screw that. There's been so many women kicked a hole in those ceilings that you can't even count. You know, let's cheer them up, cheer them on instead of trying to squish them down. You know, I'm tired of that. So I think that would be a really good book, because there's so many things. There's one story, Ernest Hemingway. His ex-wife was a journalist, and so was he. And when they stormed Normandy in World War II, he was going to be the journalist there. Well, she dressed up like a dude and hid in with the other guys, and she was actually on Normandy before Hemingway made it.
I think I heard about that, actually.
Yeah, so I mean, all
That's
kinds
so
of cool
cool.
stuff. The first person to ever fly across the English Channel was an American woman.
Amelia Earhart?
No, it was long before her.
Really?
Yeah. She bought her own plane, and off she went. Now, Amelia Earhart actually crash landed here in my neighborhood.
Really?
Yeah, she was from this neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she
Weren't they still looking for parts of her plane or something? Didn't J-Mac say?
Yeah, they think every 3 weeks they find it, and then it's not it.
I heard J-Mac, because J-Mac was talking about it the one day, Emmy's husband.
Yeah, actually, the school that's right here, 2 blocks away from me, is Amelia Earhart High School.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
So, but what I'm saying is there's so many things of women that were astounding that their story needs to be told, so girls can have their own heroes.
I just shared one on my Facebook the other day that I didn't even know, and it was a woman that created it. I'm going to see if I can find it, because it blew my mind. I did not know, and it was interesting. I'm just going to scroll down real quick.
Well, here's the deal, people who are listening. If you happen to come across something where a woman was doing something great in the past, copy it and send it to me on Facebook, please, because I'm, getting as many of these things I can. And, because it's, girls have done some amazing things. I mean, Joan of Arc, Florence Nightingale. I mean, you got all kinds of people. And you need to get them out in front of these young girls.
Yeah, true. See, look, Ashley's brainstorming right now.
I just lost connection.
But yeah,
see, you were brainstorming so bad you lost connection.
No, I think that'll end up being a very good book. I mean, it'll be good for young boys to read it too.
Yeah. Hold on. What Thomas said something here. Thomas goes, how many know that the windshield wiper on a car was invented by a woman?
Did not know that.
This was the one thing I was talking about on my Facebook was Mary Beatrice Davidson, a brilliant woman who developed the sanitary napkin. Eventually, like when it first came out, when she wanted to make it, it was initially rejected because of racial discrimination because she was a Black woman. Then 30 years later, in 1956, it was accepted. She received 5 patents for her household invention, one being the bathroom tissue holder, your bathroom holder for your toilet paper. And then she co-invented it with her sister. And then she did the sanitary pads, like women's pads or whatever, and napkins. Wow. Isn't that crazy? So like she not only did she do the sanitary napkins, but she also did the toilet paper roll holder. I think that is so freaking cool.
And Short Fry, I think you got a really nice admirer there. She's a sweetheart. She's like, could I get an autograph book? How could they do something like this with you?
Well, anybody who wants an autograph book, because I have to pay for the shipping and stuff too. I don't charge for the autographs. Frankly, when I'm at a convention, they say, how much is the book? I say $10. How much if it's autographed? $9.
Oh, Jesus.
But all you have to do is just shoot me on PayPal or something, $15, and I'll autograph whatever you need in there that's appropriate.
That's cool.
I did have one girl say, will you put I love you in there? And I said, nope. I will not. That's meant for somebody special.
Right. No, I get it.
I don't have anybody special yet, but I'm saving it just in case.
He's saving it. So, and Thomas has been dropping your links and stuff like that. So,
Thank you, Thomas.
you guys definitely get it, shoot him a message. And he, Rick answers, like, I'm not saying he doesn't have a life or anything, but, he's not one of those people that takes a week or two to, way to go. We lost. Takes a couple weeks. He pretty much answers like the same day, if not definitely the next day, and yeah, shoot him a message.
Definitely been fun chatting with you, Rick. This is cool. I learned a lot
with you guys.
Yeah, it's fun. I like some of these things. I'm excited for some of these movies to watch for sure.
But I will have some
I
will have some more stuff to talk about Scotland when I come back.
Yay!
Oh, yeah. We'll have, you know what? Episode 4 or part 4. Like, I mean, every time you travel somewhere, the stories, and I know the people in here love the stories too. And so, oh wait, I see why you mean. Oh, the dogs. Yes. I'm sorry, Ashley.
And thank you, Thomas.
Yes, for dropping those links. So, I'm going to ask you again. If I asked you, would you come back on my show? Our show?
Well, let me think about it. Okay.
Okay.
I still think we should get David and him together. I think that would be fun.
I think that would be kind of cool.
Yeah. You might have to create signs, like stop signs, and then just hold them up.
All I want to know is, what did I ever do to you guys?
I think it would have to be like a late night show because,
it gets pretty rugged.
David, it can go south really quickly.
Sure.
He's a great guy too.
No, he and I we get along good. Come on now.
Yeah, I know you do. What about
it's not you we're worried about? No.
It's David. He can get derailed. Have you got your YouTube up and running yet, or is this
not yet? I'm still putting stuff together into a folder, and then I'm going to put it up.
Okay.
I don't know how to do it, so I got to
there you go.
Although
I can help you.
I just wish I knew somebody who could help. I just don't know where to find anybody like that.
Emmy would be perfect.
Emmy. No,
yes. I would love to help you. It'd be my honor and stuff like that. And like what I don't know, Ashley, she's really good at it. And guess what? It's all for free too, because free. No, I think that'd be cool.
I don't like that. She makes some muscles, but I got nothing.
I got the bingo arms down here. Look, that's bingo arm to it. Like my gobbler chin.
When they flap in the wind, yeah. You're like, what's that?
Hey, funny. I'm in better shape than people think I am. And I was down at the Paracon, and this one girl walks by and she grabs my bicep to go by, and she goes, I said, what's the matter? She goes, damn, that's like a brick. And I said, well, just because I'm old doesn't mean I don't work out.
She probably thought you were like this old guy.
There's your husband in the chat.
Wait, was that the Queen Armpit or Armpit Queen Ashley? That would be Ashley.
No, Emmy was showing her muscles, so we were showing our flaps, the flappy arms.
Yeah, the Lady Bingo arms and the gobbler chin.
I I used to say I have Popeye arms, but they're not real. They don't work.
But yeah, I will have a lot to say about Scotland for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm excited
Oh!
to hear about it.
Jay goes, my God, she is so blonde. He's saying you got the queen armpit. What's tattooed on your arm, Ashley?
On my armpit?
Queen.
Queen.
Oh, yeah, but it's not on
There's
my
a queen
armpit.
there. Right, that's what he's saying, queen.
Well, it's
Yeah.
Freddie and then Queen underneath, right? Freddie Mercury. It's not
Freddie
in my armpit.
Freddie Mercury is a very sad story.
I know. I love Freddie. Freddie
No, I mean,
Mercury.
when he came out and announced that he had AIDS, it was so sad because he came out and he said, "I will fight the good fight."
Yeah.
And he died the next day.
I know, because he didn't tell anyone. He didn't tell anyone for the longest time.
No, but I mean, talk about bad saying, "I'm going to fight the good fight." You died,
And then you die. His
Yeah,
house
that-
is for sale still. His
Come
house
on,
is
Freddie.
on the market. Buy his house. Somebody buy his house. Yeah, I love Queen.
That would be cool.
I know
Live
it's
in his
still on the
house?
market. I think it's like 30 million. No, I forget how much it is.
I do remember the people saying, "Well, do you think he's gay?" It's like the name of his band is Queen. Don't you get it?
Oh, I just can't. I can't even fathom to put myself to like go to one of the concerts with Adam Lambert now, because Adam Lambert is like the lead vocalist for it, and they went on tour. And I'm like, as much as I would love to see the rest of the band perform, you know, Roger Taylor and everybody, I can't with Adam Lambert. I just can't. He's no Freddie Mercury for me. So
Well,
I
there
can't
really
do
is
it.
no Freddie Mercury.
That's
other
right.
Than Freddie Mercury.
I love Freddie Mercury. He's still in my heart anyway.
And your
Gotta
arm
like
pretty much
Freddie-
contributed to bands and stuff like that. Right, Ashley?
What's that?
Your arm has pretty much contributed to
Yeah. So I've got
bands and
Chester Bennington from Linkin Park, Queen, and Freddie Mercury. And then I got Foo Fighters here. Taylor Hawkins was the drummer who passed away from Foo Fighters. So, and then I've got a bunch of like, and then I've got Green Day on my cassette tape. I don't know.
Well, I'm not so sure I can talk to you anymore.
I love music. Music is my favorite. And right now I'm building my vinyl collection. So I'm going to get the Beach Boys tomorrow. So I'm going to get some Beach Boys vinyl tomorrow. I'm really excited.
Well, I have to tell you that I actually have a personalized autograph to me from Elvis.
Really? Oh, I love Elvis too. There's an Elvis vinyl I want to pick up. I love Elvis.
I will tell you guys a quick story. The place I used to live was like hot and cold running celebrities.
Mhm.
And I went up to get my basketball pumped up, and there was this big blonde-haired guy standing there. And I'm waiting for them to come out and ask me what I need, because that's, you know, I didn't have a pump and they could pump your ball up. So I'm just standing there. And the girls were coming out of the back room, and they'd come out and they'd look over at the blonde-haired guy, and they'd walk by like this. And off they'd go. And the next one would come out, yeah. And I'm like, hey, dude. And he goes, yeah. I said, obviously you're famous. Who are you? right. I'm not the most subtle guy in the world.
Yeah.
And he goes, Robert Plant. And I went,
Robert Plant. Oh.
yeah, and I went, Robert Plant. That sounds familiar. And he goes, Led Zeppelin. And I went, Led Zeppelin.
That would be so cool.
No, and I went, yeah, I think I've heard of them. And he goes, you know, the biggest rock band in the world? And I went, well, and I was just messing with him. Right?
Yeah.
And I said, well, to be honest with you, music died when Elvis did. And I didn't know that he was a huge fan. He goes, amen to that, brother.
I watched the Elvis story and like the movie on Netflix, and I love Elvis. I know there's a lot of like controversy about Elvis and stuff, but I love his music so much.
His faults were pretty mild.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I just think the sound of his voice and the music and the way he was brought up and how everything, I just love it. And it's so amazing. I love listening to it.
His father was a scoundrel.
Yeah.
Colonel Tom Parker was an illegal alien who was ripping him off for like 80% of his money the last several years that he was alive.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's a heartbreaking story, but it's a good one at the same time. Like I mean, if you look at the music industry nowadays, a lot of people have gone through that with their own managers and their own companies. So not only is it an eye opener from back then, but it's still happening. So it's quite the story.
Hold on.
Pizza.
Wait. You still have a landline?
Oh yeah.
I'm just going to say this because so does David, and I was teasing David.
Oh my
God. We live
gosh.
in earthquake country, you know. You need to have a landline because if you know the towers go down, you're screwed.
They're smart, right? Very smart.
Fact.
I live in Canada. We have nothing here.
Besides that, when I'm gone for a month every year, and I come back and I have 674 messages. That's 674 messages of people who didn't mess with me while I was in Scotland.
Yeah, that's crazy. See, we don't have hurricanes in Canada, earthquakes. We don't have
knock on wood because New Jersey wasn't supposed to get earthquakes.
Yeah, but you don't have fun in Canada either.
Yes, we do. We always have fun. I do travel to the U.S. though. I'll tell you that.
I do have relatives in Canada, actually.
I love Michigan. I go to Michigan a lot, but I'm right near the Michigan border, so I'm close.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
See, I hung up on that call because I have bigger celebrities here that I'm talking to. So,
Ashley, yay, you're my new.
I made it. No. I think I've made it.
You're in there.
So I was going to ask Ashley. So for this, like being your first time interview and stuff, and you've watched, me talk with Rick. How'd you like it?
I love it. It's fun. I used to want to do this when I was young. When I was in high school, I wanted to do radio and television broadcasting. So the programs were so oversubscribed and things like that. So I ended up working at a television studio and I co-opted there and did behind the scenes and did a lot more of the camera operating and all that stuff. I wanted to be talent, but obviously talent is like a replacement for a retiree kind of thing. So I still did radio shows, fill-ins for a little while. And I love this kind of stuff. It's fun. Even though I may not be into paranormal like everyone else, right. I'm still interested and still enjoy the stories. So
yeah.
Justin Bieber.
Look at me. That's real. Pay attention.
It is real. No, I'm not saying it's not real. I've never had an experience of my own.
You've never had the experience.
I don't think for a second it's not real, but
I've been shoved down the stairs. I've been slapped in the head.
I've seen injuries. It's insane. I like that there's good and bad. I mean, the evil obviously are scary for sure, but I like to see some of the closures for people that can't cross over. I like seeing stuff like that where people have come to help them to cross over because they were stuck in limbo. I like seeing stuff like that. I don't like the people that take advantage of the paranormal. Me and Emmy have had discussions behind the scenes about some of these people on YouTube. As soon as a celebrity passes, for example, that really take advantage and, pocket money off of their earnings from these things when they haven't even had a chance to cross over yet. You know what I mean? So there's some of the bad of that too,
Well, I would be willing to say that if you let me have my friends from Scottish Paranormal and some of my other ghost hunting friends, we will out ghost hunt any freaking show you got on TV, and it won't even.
That's cool. I would love to see you guys ghost hunt for sure. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean it's the Scottish Paranormal group, I think, is the best group in the world.
That's cool.
I mean, they have their own research center that people can come in and and have them look over their videos and their audio and I mean, they're the real deal. And the fact that I'm in their Hall of Fame, and the only reason I bring that up is because I'm not in any other Hall of Fame. Not in any other Hall of Fame. I got to brag about that one.
So you're in a Hall of Fame in a totally different country across the pond. And your book was #1 too, and you didn't even know that at first.
No, I didn't. It won the Paranormal Book of the Year, and I didn't even know
That's cool. And you didn't even know? Don't they notify you or anything?
No. It was so strange. I was actually on a podcast, and the guy goes, "Congratulations on your book," which is pretty much what they say when you write a book, right? And I went, "Yeah, it was fun." And he goes, "No, it's quite an award." And I went, "What?"
Huh?
What did I get?
Oh, he said the Paranormal Award Show. You won the Book of the Year. And I said, "Send me a link." That was pulling my leg. And then you sent me the video, and I mean, like Amy Bruni won something before me, then I won something, and then right after me was Nick Groff. So I mean, it was like,
wow,
you were up there with them. Wow,
that's so cool. J-Mac, I have stuff. I promise.
yeah.
I gotta. He's making fun of me because I just moved into this place in February and I haven't put anything on the wall yet. So I'm getting there. I've been working a lot.
and actually, this is your first live stream.
Well, I
you've been on.
Show. I did the
you
Weeble
helped
show
with the
with your
Weeble
husband.
show,
Yeah,
right?
but
Yeah,
I haven't done anything.
So, does anybody in chat have any more questions? If not, you guys know I'm going to be bringing him back as soon as he gets back. You know, from being across the pond, because that's. I can't wait.
Damn big pond, I'll tell you.
Across the pond, but that's going to be, and you're going to be there how long? A month?
3 weeks to a month.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm excited to hear about it. Don't
What
forget,
I want to do over there is to find a Scottish lassie with a classy chassis. That's what I'm looking for.
hopefully not a chassis boat.
You know what's so funny about the girls in Scotland? They walk so freaking fast.
Really?
I mean, it's like a race wherever they go. I always get a room right in Edinburgh, and they always let me have the room right on the window, right across from the train station. Zoom, 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 zoom. And the guys are like icebergs, you know.
You need to be a crossing guard is what you need to do while you're there.
The girls walk so fast. I got to the point where one would go by me, and I said, all right, I'm going to try and keep up with her. No, I'm not. Like 10 feet, say, this ain't going to work. There's a damn
women are on a mission. We're off to do something.
But all of them, older ladies, little kids.
That's
weird. Really?
I've never heard that.
They're like cheetahs. I mean,
Maybe they're cougars. I don't know.
I don't know if I told you this. The last time I was in Scotland, I went into a graveyard around midnight, and it looked like a horror movie because it had, you know, the fog inside of it, and the, and the moon and everything, real creepy looking. And I walked down this one line, and I turned one way, and there was two girls about 14 or 15, and they saw me, and they went like this, and they went, "Can we walk with you? We're really scared." And I said, "Sure, you can. I understand." I used to be really scared in graveyards too when I was alive.
Yeah.
Who said that?
You know what I found out? Young girls are really, really fast.
Yeah, no wonder. You probably ran.
Oh.
I know. I'd be like, the fuck? I really would.
Yeah, they were running and they're going by cheetahs. Get out of the way.
And
Hurdling them headphones.
You're doing Unholy Trinity too tonight.
Next time you guys go to a graveyard when you're ghost hunting and somebody says something to you, just trying to look at them with a real serious face and just go, "You can see me?"
Yeah, I know, right? I think I want to do that. I will.
Be perfect. I could see Thomas doing that with a straight face. I could see him pulling that off.
Yeah.
You can see me?
I want to do that.
Don't forget, guys, Emmy's doing Unholy Trinity tonight. She's filling in for Howard. What time are you doing that at? Like sometime after
we're done here.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
Pretty much after we're done here. But yeah, you guys, I'm definitely going to have Rick back on, especially after, you know, he's going to come over there.
Thanks for having me.
He tells the amazing stories. You never get, well, no pun intended, you never get old, but your stories never get old. I'm sorry. It doesn't go.
Well, that's all he has now, right? I mean, you got to tell him.
I have to tell you, I actually have hundreds of stories.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's what
I'm saying. Every time he comes on the show, they're amazing. And, you know, a lot of people can sit here and listen to you all day. And that's, you know, why I had you come back from Patty's show too. Because, yeah.
Well, you guys definitely life, and now you get to share it with the rest of the world.
Well, I will tell you one thing. The one thing I get all the time is my name gets called out on almost every single hunt, and anybody that ghost hunts with me will say that because it happens all the time. And finally, one person said, "No, well, somebody finally went like this." They said, yeah, but why does it always call your name out? We've been here with you a lot of times. It never calls us. And I said, what do I do every time I come into a room for the first time?
You introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Rick.
Yeah.
Yep.
I said,
Yep, that's how you do it.
Yourselves? Yeah, introduce yourself. Be friendly.
Yeah. People are
All the
afraid
time.
to, I think. People are afraid, I think. There's still that people are socially anxiety, like they have social anxiety in regular life. So you really want to get involved in these spirits and, you know, you got to throw yourself out there.
Well, I have to tell you one more story, just because ghost hunting does have some really nice things about it.
Mm-hmm.
We were at the LAPD museum, and I was one of the celebrity ghost hunters. And there was a father and a daughter, and the daughter was maybe 14, 15. And they were together, but they just didn't seem like they were linking up, you know? And as we got to the end of the night, we are going to do the Estes method. Now, that's where you block out the eyes.
Emmy does that, yeah.
I love it. I love doing that, yeah.
And I asked the little girl, I said, would you like to do it? Because she's standing there watching. She goes, yeah, but can you make sure my dad watches? I said, yeah. So they were getting her set up, and I went and found him. He was ghost hunting in another room. And I brought him back. I said, hey, your daughter's going to do the Estes method. So he's down there and he's watching. And she had one of the most phenomenal Estes method things I've ever seen. She was actually talking about how two men were going into a bedroom to kill the blonde lady. And everybody's going, oh, that's Sharon Tate. That's Sharon Tate. I said, no, it's not. Right? She wasn't killed by two men. It was one man and all the rest were girls. Right?
Wow.
And they said, well, who is it? I said, it's Marilyn Monroe. Everybody said that she was murdered by two guys.
Was, yes.
Right? So anyway,
100%.
she was getting in real deep and it was getting a little intense. And I thought for a 14, 15-year-old girl, time to pull the plug. Right?
Yeah.
So, but she had a fantastic session.
Oh.
And I pulled her out of it.
Goosebumps.
And you had to walk down steps, like 8 steps. And the father's standing at the bottom of the steps. And if I tear up, it's okay because I'm a sensitive 2024 man. And I am wearing girls' underwear. Anyway.
Oh, God. TMI.
Hey, Mac wears them too. It's okay.
Anyway, so she walks down the stairs, right? And her father just, right?
Yeah.
And I happened to be close enough. I heard him whisper. He goes, I'm so proud of you. And I was like,
aww.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Yes.
That would have been so cool. The whole Marilyn Monroe story. Oh my gosh. That's just crazy.
Well, when they say that she died of a Nembutal overdose and they couldn't find any of the pill capsules inside of her stomach,
they wanted
somebody
her to
else,
buy it.
And somebody else had said that they gave her a Nembutal enema.
Yeah. Well, they didn't want her speaking because she knew too much. She was involved with too many people that weren't supposed to be involved with her. So,
well, you know, she was involved with both of the Kennedy brothers.
Absolutely. That was the biggest
And
downfall.
she also knew quite a bit of the
secrets,
the gangsters, like Sam Giancana.
The mafia.
She was too involved. It was like the Epstein thing. You know too much. You gotta go. So unfortunately.
Yeah, he goes into jail, Epstein.
And then they murder him.
Giant steroided out murderer they put in as his partner.
Yeah.
They turn the cameras off. The guards go to sleep and he commits suicide.
Right? Commits
suicide. Yeah, he commits suicide.
Yeah. We saw that's why I was surprised that the other one didn't go. She's still alive though. Well,
they're not. I don't know. The whole thing is.
I thought they might off her too, but it didn't happen yet. So.
I mean, it's so crazy. Some of the stuff that's going on nowadays.
Right. You know too much, off with his head.
Well,
Tracy goes, if anyone can help social anxiety and breaking out of the shell, Rick can do the job, making people feel comfortable. Yeah, and I get that.
Definitely. You seem like somebody who would.
You know why that is? Because I really like people.
That's good.
You're a people person.
And if I lay a hug on you, it's going to be a hug. It's not going to be, ow.
Yeah.
A little pat. Yeah. The big old huggy.
That's awesome. This has been fun, though. Thanks, Emmy. Rick, it was really nice to meet you.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thank you. And again, you guys.
I haven't been had by two women in a while. That's
well, there you go.
Dear diary. I always thought.
Oh, God.
I always thought those penthouse letters were fake. But then I was on the show and I got had by 2 women.
There you go.
Right, Thomas?
What more can you ask for?
That's awesome.
3
Well, I
women.
look forward to hearing more about your adventures and stuff. And definitely, yeah, hit up Emmy for the YouTube stuff. That would be a good idea.
Oh, I will.
Yeah,
I'm just still putting it together because I have so many film clips, so many EVPs, so many pictures. I mean,
She can get you
and-
right for it, started at least, even just to put something up so you can figure out how to do it.
I got to
People
figure
would
out.
love.
Hey, anybody, you come up with a really great name for my YouTube thing, I'll send you an autographed book.
That's there we go. That's
Yeah.
good.
You know what?
That's
Let's. You guys, we'll do that during. We'll
Comments
have it.
after.
You guys have from now till we interview him again.
Yeah.
You know.
As a matter of
Because
fact, I'll send them both of the books that I
You
wrote.
can comment on this when it posts as a video on her YouTube channel. Comment in the comments. You can go
Yeah.
back
And
comment.
you can send it to me on Facebook.
Yeah, that'd be cool too. That's
So-
awesome. What a
Definitely,
great
you guys.
idea.
Let's do that. Wow.
That's awesome. I'm
See?
gonna have to ponder
Look how
some
much
ideas.
funner it gets here.
That's awesome.
Hey,
Can we
got
do
8
it
billion
too? Or
people-
is it-
There's 8 billion people listening that like ghost hunting.
Yeah, that's cool. That's great.
Might as well put them to work.
yeah,
Yay.
I mean, because you don't want just a regular name channel like David Oman. I joke. He just, I know that's what his YouTube is. So yes, we need to come up with
Something creative. That's cool. I like that though. What a
I still
great
might-
opportunity.
I still might use Ghosts Believe in Me.
That's a good one.
That'd be cool.
And I got to tell you real quick, you know why I have that Ghosts Believe in Me? I was scheduled to be on a show like this, and it was going to be 2 hours. And the first question the guy asked me really snarky. He goes, "You don't really believe in ghosts, do you?" And I went, "No."
They believe
And I
in me.
mean, just dead silence. And he's looking at me like, right? And I was thinking, okay, tough guy, what do you want to do now? Right? And then he goes, "You don't believe in ghosts?" I said, "I don't have to. Ghosts believe in me."
That's
And then
cool.
everybody heard it. They'd be sending, "Oh, what a great name for a book." So I
I
said,
like
is
that you
cool.
have that as a book. That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that would make sense to have that as your title because it is one of your books. I think that would be
Yeah.
really cool.
So nobody
I
can
think- Oh,
pick that because that's out there in the option.
Yeah,
Yes, so
that's
send the
what I-
autograph to me. I didn't come up with it, but I said do it. So. No. No, that's really cool.
So,
Well,
all right, well, I know you've got another show to go
Yes.
to. so
yeah,
I will-
but I've got people messaging me, and I'm like, it's coming, it's coming. I mean, because I could sit here for hours and
for
have
sure.
Rick tell a story, and everybody would love that.
And thank you,
Um,
everyone in the chat, for coming and
yes.
asking questions. Thank you, Thomas, for posting links.
Bye, Hobbit.
And thanks, and thanks, Rick, again for coming in.
Yes, thanks, Rick.
You guys, I'm just going to end this because I got to get the other show started.
Yeah.
But
Have a
much
good
love,
show, Emmy.
everyone, and you all have a wonderful night. And we'll talk with you guys later.
Bye.
Peace.
Wait a minute.
Good night.